Welcome. The title of this video is Astrology 2-hour live. So this is actually going to be a 2-hour live. So I'm going to talk about anything I want in regards to astrology, asteroids, fixed stars, trauma, narcissism, and if I'm bored enough, detoxification, because it is a very boring topic and anybody who likes to talk about it, they probably didn't talk about it enough, because it does get boring after a while. But in any case, this is a very free, casual 2-hour live, so anything I talk about here is just spontaneous, like I'm not planning to do anything specific with this video. This is just for you to get to know me a little bit better. So if you ever interested in booking a reading, if you ever thought, I wonder if this is my guide to get an astrology reading, this is for you. So about myself, my name is Georges Verbena, and I'm a professional astrologer. I've been doing this for not very long. Some people would think I'm a rookie, which of course, this is just their opinion. Because there's no basis in reality, I'm definitely not a rookie with the skill that I have. But because I've been doing this only since 2020, many people would think so. Underestimating as always the ability and the skill that is behind the profession. So if you book a reading with somebody, how long they've been doing something is completely irrelevant. If you think just because somebody is doing astrology for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, that automatically they're going to be a good reader, you are mistaken. A good reader is somebody who can use their brain cells to have a logical frontal lobe that is actually functioning to be able to tell if the information that they're giving you is actually founded in reality, or if it isn't just them plastering whatever they read and memorized somewhere onto you, even if it doesn't actually apply to you. Because astrology is quite complex. If you want to get a reading, you need to be able to tell with intuition, with being able to read the energy. What is actually the meaning behind the aspect? Why is somebody born with this placement? What's the purpose? What is the soul trying to do? And, of course, in astrology, you need psychology. So any astrologer who isn't a psychologist, why are you getting a reading from them? A psychologist is what astrology is about, is psychology. Of course, anybody who tells you otherwise is a fool. They have no clue what they're talking about, and you should not listen to them, because this is the science of the self. Now, the self is structured according to the archetypes. The archetypes are the basis of psychology. Psychology means psyche, soul. Logy means knowledge of the soul. What is astrology? Astrology meaning star knowledge. What is a star? You. You are a star. Because of course you are a soul, meaning you have the same soul, the same frequency, the same energy of a star. So it's the knowledge of you. Astrology is the knowledge of you above you. Above you, there's other yous who show you who you are in relation to them. Because everything is interrelational. You are not an island, you're not an atom, you are not split from the cosmos, obviously, you're not a retard. So you are connected to everything. Therefore, everything is in relation to you only. Nothing exists independently. Of course, I am born one day after Independence Day, which is why almost everything that I do has to do with independence, but you are not an independent entity. I still know that. Independent means you can make actions free from the influence of others, which of course is a logical fallacy. There's no such thing. Therefore, everything affects everything. And you need to know why. And so you need to know, why do you have a certain aspect? Why do you have Sun in Cancer? Like, that's what I have. Why do I have Sun in Cancer? Because my authority, that's the Sun, that means how I shine, how I get recognized, is by connecting people to the root, which is the body part that represents Cancer, the crab, because the root is the root of the tree that feeds you. So I look at your chart to find out what feeds you, what feeds your behavior. Yeah, this is psychology, simple, right? What is the cause of your behavior? What is the cause of the sickness? If the tree is sick, where do you look? Do you look at the branch? Yes, you see the symptoms of a branch. There's mold on the branch, but where's the mold coming from? Okay, so maybe some spores carried it through the wind. But why does one branch get sick and the other branches do not, when both branches get the same spores? Simple, because one tree has sick roots and the other tree has healthy roots, you could say. So then, the root of the issue is the root of the problem. So that's what I'm looking at. Looking at the source. The source is Cancer, which is the soil, which is the moon. The moon is the portal through which you come through. So I look at where you're coming from, which of course is your family. Hence, Cancer is the family sign. So everything is structured. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a meaning. If you don't know the meaning of why you have a placement, that knowledge is not knowledge. That is just a rose-colored glasses plastered identity to hide your insecurities, which of course is what most people use astrology for. So I am not your pop astrologer. I'm not here to put a plastered pedestal, facade, like a mask, onto you, like a shadow persona, like an identity that you can wear to aggrandize yourself. Sorry, not sorry, but my job is to help you to fix your problems. A problem, which means pro, which means something that makes you proactive to help yourself, to change your life. That is what I look at in the chat. I'm not interested in, oh, I'm a Gemini, so I'm so smart. I'm not interested in, I'm a Sagittarius, so I like traveling. I'm not interested in, I have a third house stellium, so I talk a lot. This is useless. I'm interested in, well, I have Uranus conjunction the Sun, therefore my father is a narcissist. That's what I'm interested in. And then I'm interested, well, if my father is a narcissist, am I a narcissist? Well, if you have enough indicators, you are. If you don't, you are not. And if I cannot tell that from the chart, if you can't even tell something as basic, am I a narcissist, yes or no? It's a basic thing. Basic. Am I a narcissist, yes or no? If I can't even tell that, it's useless to you. So, if you go to an astrologer and you ask the astrologer a question, like, would I make a good dancer? How do I earn money? Who are my partners? What is my skill? What are my talents? Do I have trauma? Where is my trauma? What are my psychological weaknesses? What are my blind spots? What is my constitution? Like an iridologist who says, oh, you have a strong constitution. Do I have a strong constitution? I want to know, right? And then I want to know, why am I allergic to everything? Why am I allergic to stupidity? If you are, yeah, some people are. Why am I allergic to religion? Hopefully you are. Why am I allergic to mistreatment of animals or children? Why am I empathic, but when other people are not? I mean, why am I like this and they are not like this? Why am I different means, what is my identity? If If you don't know why you're doing something, you're not conscious. If you don't know what you want, if you don't know what you're supposed to do with your life, aka what your purpose is, aka simply what your skills are, and are you supposed to use them, yes or no? And if you don't know why you attract narcissists, why you don't earn enough money, why you are in survival mode, why do you suffer from anxiety, why are you sick? If you don't know any of these things through astrology, if you're not able to answer these things, then astrology is useless to you. Completely worthless. So any astrologer who doesn't specialize, and I mean specialize, as the main focus on what's your problem, why are you sick, what to do about it, if that's not their main focus, they're not an astrologer, they're an entertainer, a comedian, a circus clown. Do you want a circus clown? Or do you want somebody like an engineer, like a mechanic? Your car is breaking down, so you go to the garage and the engineer says, okay, your red light is off because of this mechanical thing in the car, let me fix it. And then you leave and it's fixed and you don't have to deal with it again. So do you want this? Or do you want to go to the circus, watch a monkey do an attraction, ha ha ha, you get the dopamine rush, and then go off living your life with the same problems where nothing has changed? So that's actually how I look at it. You know, astrology, what most people do is retardation, entertainment, circus attraction. Yeah, I put myself out there, I do a little flip, I do a little trick. This sign does that, and this does that, and then you make an identity. Like, you know, the term neurodivergence. If you get triggered just because I use the word neurodivergence, you should sign off now. So there's people who attach to the term I am neurodivergent, and you, or everybody else, because of course I'm special and I'm better than everyone, so everybody else is neurotypical and I'm neurodivergent, therefore I'm special and I need special treatment. And because I'm so sensitive and I'm so psychic and I'm a shaman or a priest or a what the fuck ever, which you may very well be, which is fine, but then you say I am entitled because I'm a victim, and you need to put me on a pedestal, you need to touch me with satin gloves, and if you don't, I will be very angry with you, and I will complain, play the victim, and then cry to somebody about you to try to ruin your reputation, so you get blocked, thrown out of astrology groups, which I got thrown out of many groups, because I did not walk on eggshells. So if you're looking for somebody that walks on eggshells, I am not that person. Yeah, then you should unsubscribe, unfollow. I am not interested in sugarcoating, cuddling you, making you feel good about yourself. I'm interested only in what are you hiding. What are you hiding from yourself? What are you hiding from everybody else? I want to know the truth about you. So I'm not interested in your neurodivergence. Of course, I'm interested in your mental health. I want to know, okay, why would you call yourself that? Let's find out what is really going on. But if you come to me for a little tap on the shoulders for your victim identity, this is the wrong channel. So that's actually what most people do. If you look around, you go on Facebook, most astrologers are exactly like this. Go to them, they say, oh, you're neurodivergent, that's so cute, I have a cat and a neighbor, and the cat is neurodivergent too, and the cat's name is Albert Einstein, probably, because the cat is so smart, and the cat is, of course, a star seed, so she was Albert Einstein in the past life, that's why her name is Albert. So I will give you the astrology chart of the cat. So then you can call the cat with a number, and then you can turn your brain into a mush, because that's basically what astrologers most of the time do. They want to sell novelty. They want to sell you a story that looks very nice. They are part of a new age community most of the time. They are part of a group of mentally damaged people who are traumatized and who need therapy, but they go to escape from their problems by attaching to a false identity, like a starseed or neurodivergent or empath, or God knows what people use to call themselves, which is all fine. There's nothing wrong with any of these terms on their own. The problem is usually, not always, but usually when people use these terms, they try to create a false identity to cover for their insecurities, because they've been traumatized, they've been mistreated by their parents, and all they need is some therapy to fix their childhood trauma. However, instead of fixing that childhood trauma, they put a plaster on, they distract from their problems, and they escape into this fantasy novelty. And that's unfortunately the reality of today's pop astrology. The mainstream, the majority of people who are into astrology, that's all they're coming for. They just want novelty. They're not interested in themselves. Do not fall for it. They are not interested in learning about how to fix their problems. They're not interested in their own personality. It's just Brot und Spiele, as we call it in Germany. Brot und Spiele, just like TikTok. And of course, that's what most people in my real life are too. So if I go around and I tell to my friends, hey, did you know you are a Sun conjunction Black Moon 11? So that means you're just as much of a badass, perhaps, potentially, probably not, but potentially you are much of a badass as I am. Do you want to know more about that? And the person is like, but I am jabbed and I do not know what this means, and you are crazy because you're trying to tell me something about God or spirituality that actually exists and is based on facts, which I can check for myself if I had a brain and 2 hands, because I'm so lazy I'm not even going to use the internet, which is a marvelous information machine which I can use at any time to fix my shit show and to find out more about myself. No, I'm not going to do any of that. But rest assured, I'm not even going to listen to you. I'm going to like, oh, my sun is Black Moon, what? And then I go back to sleep and I continue with my 9-to-5 job, which I hate, which I despise, surrounded by people who are completely superficial, who don't know shit, while continuously suppressing my inner child, my divine feminine, suppressing my feelings, so I do not have to face my shame, my anger, and my fear of living a life not only in mediocrity, but in straight up hell. But because I'm so terrified of the fact that I'm actually miserable and I'm a miserable piece of you know what, and I'm living in hell by my own actions, by my own responsibility, instead of accepting the shit show, I will not do anything except go on TikTok, waste my time, be surrounded by superficial people, pretend with a smile, like a clown, like a circus. Of course, that's where everybody goes to for Brot und Spiele, to maintain the circus attraction, the circus game, so I can reincarnate over and over again, being addicted to a drug trap. The drug trap of, I feel adrenaline, cortisol, I'm restless, I'm full of anxiety, but because I'm mentally damaged and I need so much therapy, it's not even funny, I'm going to suppress everybody around me. I'm going to spread my little vertigo virus, my mental illness, to everybody else, and I'm not going to be interested in anything about astrology at all, except about my novelty and my false identity, so I can continue to run away from my problems. So I can sugarcoat everything in love and light, sunshine and rainbows, so everything looks nice. So I have this dress, I have this red dress, like the woman in the red dress in the Matrix. so I can distract you from what's really going on. So I can distract myself, so I can distract everybody, so I can continue to maintain this lie, which is my false fantasy world, just like a narcissist, to escape reality. Because reality sucks. Reality is miserable. Since I don't like misery, since I am the God incarnate, of course God incarnate doesn't like misery, but I'm immature. Apparently, I need to go for the shit show many, many times before I wake the fuck up, instead of wasting other people's time, and my time included, going online to check, oh, what's my sun sign? It's so interesting. I'm a Leo. Ooh, I must be important. And then shut off my brain cells because my frontal lobe is not working, because I'm in survival mode still. And since I'm not interested in fixing any of my stress or anxiety or my fear, which is running my life, I don't even have the energy. I don't even have the mental capacity, let alone the attention span, to listen to this guy who actually knows what he's talking about for longer than 2 seconds, because I am mentally challenged to the maximum. And I need so much therapy. Like I said, it's not funny at all. It's not funny. I'm living in hell. And everybody around me is too. But we need to stay in hell. Because God forbid somebody comes around and tells us what is really going on. So how do you fix this? How do you fix this here? Simple. I already fixed it for you. I just told you what's happening. Now tell that to other people. Now, whenever you deal with a shit show, a person who's avoiding, it's not their own fault, but just the frontal lobe is not working because they are in fear, in anxiety, in cortisol. They're stressed out to the maximum. They're restless. You can see it like the jitters. You can see their brains not even paying attention, like, oh, I have ADHD, I have autism, because their brain cells are not working due to fear. I'm in constant fear, I might die, I might get rejected, I might not get loved, because they're so traumatized by their pathological, mentally ill parents. You tell them all of this. You tell them what's going on. Is their brain going to get a light bulb moment? Are they going to awaken right in front of you, go enlightenment? No, of course not. So, help yourself. Get educated. Get into astrology, which is psychology, just with a different name. Learn about your placements. Learn about yourself. Study yourself. So you better understand how to fix your problems. Because guess what? Everybody has your problems. Now, what happens if you fix them? Then, if you fix your problems, you have a blueprint to fix everybody's problems. Therefore, you can have them. Simple, isn't it? Simple. So that's why I do astrology, because I know everybody has the same problems that I have. Of course, on the surface, on the surface, I have a different background. I have a different childhood. Not everybody is the same. But the core wounds, the core issues are the same. Everybody has the core wounds of, I am not good enough, I'm scared, I'm not safe, I need to do something like run around like a circus clown, distract myself, either do sports, diet, more money, more fame, more attention, something to run away from myself, because I can't stand myself. I can't stand myself because I'm restless. I'm full of fear. Fear is running my life because the reptile brain, which is a pathological, mentally ill part of the human body, which has been implanted on purpose, whether by nature or by the reptilian agenda, doesn't matter, but it's a part of the body that keeps the body in constant cortisol, adrenaline, noradrenaline, fight or flight, restlessness, which is why the frontal lobe, which is the third eye, the logic center of the brain, of most people is blocked, which is why they can't listen to me more than 2 seconds, because their attention span is running out, because they are constantly running away from themselves. So they are running away from me, running away from you. Are you one of them? Which is fine, there's no problem if you're one of them. Everybody is like that. Then you need to learn about why. What are your problems, specifically your trauma, your natal chart, your astrology, so you can fix the same problems that everybody around you has through your chart, through your psychological inquiry, through your self-reflection and introspection, because you're looking at yourself. You're facing the shit show. You're not running. You're not novelty. I'm a Leo. I'm special. You are looking at your placements. You're like, oh, I have a Virgo stellium. I must be OCD. You're understanding that the reason you're OCD is not because you got a Virgo stellium, but stellium means 3 planets or more in the same sign. But that Virgo energy has the pathological symptom of OCD because of the same trauma that everybody goes through. But because you have Virgo stellium, the trauma expresses through this way. If you had a Sagittarius stellium, the same trauma that everybody goes through would not express as OCD, but express as avoidance and escapism. Or as novelty seeking, like, I need to do this, I need to do that, adventure, addiction, indulgence, whatever. Every sign, every house, every placement has its own symptoms, its own way of escaping reality, escaping themselves. You need to find out what is your way of escaping, why, where is it coming from, how to fix it. What is the healthy expression of your sign, your house, your placements? What is the unhealthy expression? What is the shadow? If you cannot find out the shadow of each of your placements, which is, of course, you cannot, because you need to study this, so you come to me. If you cannot understand the healthy expression, if you do not know what a healthy even looks like, again, you come to somebody who did the work, or you do what I do. You spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and more hours to research this, to study people, observe people, study psychology, study narcissism. This is mandatory, narcissism. And then study codependency, study attachment disorders. Maybe you don't really need to, but study something. Study your problem. What is your mental illness? What is your physical illness? Then find out what is the psychological, the spiritual cause of your physical debilitation. Because every physical symptom is a psychological problem. Every single one of them. Every single problem that exists is rooted in your behavior. And your behavior is rooted in your psychological makeup. It's like the body, the subconscious, the nervous system is constantly running programs. You need to find out what are your programs which are working against you, which you don't even know of because they have nothing to do with you. They are just from your childhood. They may even be from your mother's womb. If you don't know the shit show, you can't do anything. You're helpless in the first place. So astrology is about that. And anybody who tells you that is not what astrology is about, anybody who tells you to use astrology for any other purpose except to find your shit show and fix it, I don't know what they are doing, but they're probably not an astrologer. Of course, an astrologer is like a medicine woman or man. It's a shaman or a priest. It's an authority of things unseen, which of course is you. You are unseen. If you were seen, if you saw yourself clearly and 100%, you wouldn't have any problems. Because then you could fix your problems wherever you wanted to. You could do whatever you want. The fact of the matter is you cannot do what you want. Because most of the time you don't even know what you want. You don't know who you are. You don't know what your problem is, why you're sick. You don't know anything about anything probably if you're a normal person. Now, since you're watching this video, you're probably not a normal person. You're probably somebody who's sick of being normal, who's sick of being sick. So you want to get better, and you want to understand, how can astrology help me? Well, astrology can help you because it is a factual, reality-based, objective, authority, numero uno, above anything else, about how I am structured, how my psychology, my physical body, my mental, emotional body, how everything is structured to function in a very, very specific way. That's so specific, you cannot be any more specific. So this is what I use to look at myself like a mirror, a diagnostic tool, like an iridologist looking into my eye. Oh, what's your constitution? Yeah, except an iridologist doesn't even know a third or a fifth of what an astrologer can tell you about yourself. If an astrologer actually has a brain, again, the frontal lobe is working, the astrologer is working on their own traumas, they are using astrology to fix their own problems, so they can fix your problems. Anybody, astrology or not, psychotherapist, healer, who isn't constantly, throughout their entire life, basically almost 24/7, working on their own problems, they're in the wrong job. This job, profession, the career, it's going to take the majority of your life. If you go to an astrologer that spends the majority of their life not on fixing their own problems, on healing themselves, they're in the wrong job. They're going to need to go somewhere else. Now, whatever they do for a hobby, if you don't do what you love to do, you're not going to be very good at it. You want to go to somebody who is loving, breathing, eating, sucking, doing it every single day, so you know the person actually knows what the fuck they're talking about. So I do this as a hobby. I do videos almost every single day. Why? Do you think this is difficult for me? Do you think I need to get up in the morning, force myself, now I have to do this video, now I have to do this post, now I have to make up something? No. I love doing this because this is fun, this is easy. This doesn't take any effort. This doesn't take any energy. This gives me energy because I like it. If you don't like what you're doing, why are you here? Yeah, go somewhere else. Maybe, there are many weapons you can choose. There are pills. I'm not suggesting to do what I'm suggesting. Of course, I'm suggesting it. But since it's illegal to suggest this, I'm not saying anything. But there are many tools you can use to leave the earth realm. If you are not doing what you like to do, what are you doing here? Of course, unfortunately, the vast majority of people are not doing what they like to do. They're in constant survival mode. The reptile brain is running the show. Fear, cortisol, adrenaline, blocking the third eye. Therefore, they're watching the news. They believe everything you tell them because mind is not working. Subconscious is taking over. The animal consciousness is all you see all around you. A robot, one after another. You're wondering, are these NPCs? No, they're not NPCs. There are souls in those bodies, but the soul is not working because this is shut down by fear. Fear that the person is not willing to face. Fear that the person is not even aware of. Fear that the person says, no, love and light. Love and light. I'm not depressed. I'm not afraid of rejection. I'm not afraid that I'm not good enough. I'm not afraid that I'm ruining my life by doing something I hate to do every single day. I'm not afraid of facing the fact that I hate myself and I hate my feelings and I want to suppress my divine feminine because the patriarchal control system is in full possession, demonic possession of my physical body. I cannot think that. No. Positive thinking only. So I must go to New Age to fix all my mental health issues because I know I'm full of them. But I'm mentally deranged. But I cannot admit this. I cannot accept the fact of just how mentally ill I am. But I have a brief theory that there's something wrong here. So I go from guru to guru, looking for daddy, which of course is wrong because you're looking for mother, not daddy. But I go to daddy institutions, which are of course religion. It's a solar institution. I tell you what to do. So I can, again, give my life to an external entity. So again, the patriarchal control system keeps having me over and over and over. So there's no escape. There's no escape because I'm not facing what I'm not wanting to face. The fear, the anxiety, the misery, how I am decrepit, I am a miserable piece of you know what? Because I am whipping my inner child day in and day out. Telling my inner child, sit down. Oh, you're uncomfortable. Oh, you're thinking negative. Oh, you cannot manifest that. Do not be in fear. Cut, until, of course, the frontal lobe is not working. I'm a fucking monkey in a circus doing God knows what monkey tricks, like a clown, smile all the time, put on the happy face, and attack. Like, because you're a robot, you're a drone, right? You're like the Borg. You will be assimilated. Go around and try to attack people who tell me otherwise. But I'm not as happy as I think I am, because I must keep it up. I must think it to manifest, right? The law of attraction, which of course is based on your feelings, not your thoughts, which you are suppressing because you're not even facing your feelings, so you're not attracting anything except the same shit show that you're stuck in because you continuously to do the same thing over and over and over, of avoiding the discomfort in your sacral chakra, the discomfort of this decrepit, this uncomfortable, this contraction, this in my fetus position, defensive posture, which you're trying to avoid so badly. But you can't. You have to go for it. You have to feel the shit show to do something about it. But of course, most people, because these are normal people, because it's understandable, they have known nothing else except bypassing from day one. From the moment a person is born, everybody around them is mentally ill. There's no manual to how to be human. And everybody teaches you how not to be human, how to suppress yourself. So you can't blame them. They're NPCs. They're not NPCs. So, since you're not an NPC, nobody is, but you're watching this video and you're wondering how to fix your problems, well, I suggest that you find out what is the primary archetypes running your shit show. So what is your life in astrology? Choose one archetype. Find one archetype in your chart that is dominant. Very easy. So for example, since you don't know astrology, but if you do, find your chart ruler, then find your soul signature planet. So the day you're born on, like if you're born on the 5th, like me, you're a Mercury person. If you're born on the 1st or on the 10th, then you're a Sun person. If you're born on the 2nd, you're a Moon person, etc. You find out that. Then you make a list, 3 dominant planets. 1, 2, 3. My ascendant ruler, 1. So if you're a Cancer rising like me, Moon is your ascendant ruler. If you're born on the 5th, then Mercury is your soul signature planet. So you have Mercury and Moon, 1 and 2. And then number 3 is, what is the depositor that is running my ascendant? Or what is the dominant planet that is just like ruling most of the activity that is happening in my chart? So for example, not only is Mercury my soul signature planet, but it's also the dominant planet, because I have Mercury in Gemini, is domicile, and my 3rd house, which is the Mercury house, is ruled by Mercury because it's in Virgo. And then the Mercury, the ruler of my soul signature planet, is also in its own sign. And it's conjunction my depositor of my ascendant. So the ascendant, if you have Moon, like me, ascendant ruler, my Moon is in Libra. So therefore the depositor of Libra is Venus. Since my Venus is conjunction my Mercury, not only is Mercury running everything, but it's also the runner of a depositor, meaning it's my planet number 1, by far. So, that's what you find out, number 1. Once you have that information, you find out what is the shadow of that planet. What is the alchemical ingredient that the planet rules? So for me, example, Mercury ruled by Quicksilver. Quicksilver, even the fucking word suggests it's quick. So my problem is I'm restless. I mean, that's a shadow. Yeah, of course I have that problem well balanced out, which is why I can form coherent sentences without losing the plot. Because it's very easy to lose the plot, because Mercury gets distracted very easily, so it needs focus. As you can see, not a problem for me. But took me a long time to fix my focus, to be able to pay attention, to give you the whole structure of how something works. So you need to find out, okay, what's the problem? Number one, of course, there's many problems. Yeah, it's not just one. Then you need to know, what is the planet trying to do? So of course my Mercury is conjunction Venus, so Venus is money. So Mercury wants me to make money with my words. So obviously that's working, as you can see. Obviously, because my words are so attractive. I know what I'm talking about, so I can say things that make sense, that you can use information to help you. So that's what you want to do. What is the main purpose, the main job of my dominant planet? And then ask yourself, am I doing the job? If you are, am I doing it well? If you're not, why? Of course, it's all about the planet, all about the archetype. Every archetype has their own problems defined by mythology, defined by history. So if everybody, of course we don't, because they're not as smart as me, but if everybody had their dominant planet as Mercury, then everybody would have the same problems. Exact same problems. But because they don't, then everybody has a little bit different problems. So for example, if you're ruled by the moon, your problems are completely different. The moon person, they have a lot of fear, and they have a lot of uncertainty, because they need to use their feelings to take action. Now for me it's enough to just know something, to use logic. That's fine. Yeah, but at the same time, of course, moon is my chart ruler, so I know what a moon person needs is that they need to learn how to listen to their feelings over and over again, even if it feels like they're doing something that's insane. Because, of course, the shadow of the moon person is to be a lunatic, meaning there is a lack of impulse control. The person is easily allowing their body to take over. So they need self-control. There is self-control issues. So usually there's a weak Saturn. So, of course, you also need to know what is the opposite of your own energy. So moon is Saturn. So that's why moon people like me, even though Mercury is my soul signature, moon is my ruler of the chart, sun and ascendant in Cancer. Moon problem is weak structure, weak teeth. Therefore, I have teeth issues. There's issues with the constitution, that which makes the constitution, like the minerals. The body is not very dense. It's more light, like permeable, like water. It can suck everything in. That's why also there's a contraction to the energy of the moon person. People sometimes think, oh, what's wrong with you? Why are you so negative? Why are you so weak? Because, of course, people underestimate the moon person all the time. And then you need to find out why. Why is this happening to me? Why are people perceiving me like this? Okay, because I'm a moon person, they're looking at me like this. Because I'm a Mercury person, they're looking at me like that. Blah, blah, blah. And then you also need to know who you attract. And what's the main planet you're attracting? So me, I'm attracting Sagittarius risings, Virgo risings, Scorpio risings. So Mercury, Jupiter, and Mars. So then you need to know, okay, why are you attracting this? And then, of course, you need to know what's in your 7th house, what's with your Venus, how do you make money. There's so many things you can find out. This is a fucking silver platter, all ripe for the taking. But if you don't want to know the information, if you don't want to fix your problems, that's why, what is the function of Mercury? Fixing your problems is the engineer. It's a technician, so that's what I'm doing. The problems is all I'm interested in. The problems. And if you're not interested in that, then astrology will be useless to you. It's only novelty. And anybody who tells you that it's not about fixing your problems, aka they're not using it in a mercurial fashion, it's literally a science. What do you think science is for? Then they are a retard and they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. And yes, of course, you can find out if a person needs certain minerals, like in their diet, or if they need certain behaviors. For example, moon people have circulation problems. Moon people have problems with stagnation, swamp. Their body turns into a swamp, mucus, lymphatic system slow. They get swollen legs. So they need exercise, or they need to know what is the cause of the swelling in the legs. So for example, I have found out that the cause of the swelling in the legs is caring too much what other people think of me. Trying to regulate other people's emotions, which I'm doing unconsciously even when I'm doing this video, for example. Like I'm aware that my body, even out of my awareness, is trying to regulate how what I say, what I share is making you feel. So the moment my body notices, oh, what I said doesn't make you feel good, my body gives me a little reaction. And then I'm like, yeah, I know I didn't make them feel good. But was it actually useful? Was it actually productive? Good for them to know what made them feel bad anyways. Because sometimes, even when something feels bad, like the truth, for example, it's still necessary to share. And the moon person doesn't want that. Yeah. The moon person, that's why people say, oh, Cancers are manipulative. You will not find that with me very much, because I'm very aware of this manipulation that my body is trying to do. Which is why I get swollen legs. Yeah? Nobody knows this, so you heard it here first. If you are a moon person, and you have swelling in the body, you will never find this out without me, probably. But if you do, you're quite smart. Your body is getting swollen because it's trying to manipulate people. Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's true. It's trying to manipulate them to make them feel good, so you feel safe as part of a tribe. Because the water person is the village whale. The village whale needs to be clean for people to drink the water. But if people don't like the water, they're not going to come to the village whale. Will they? So then the village whale cannot do its job. But the village whale is pathological and rigid the moment it's trying to suppress its authenticity to try to please other people, so then it gets swollen. So the water gets into poison, it gets swampy, it gets dirty water. So of course every sign, every planet had its own pathology, its own mentally ill reactions, because it's a robot. You're dealing with a robot. Make no mistake, don't fool yourself, don't fall for it. You're in a robot body. Body is stupid, it's like a monkey. It's trying to do things all the time that are sick for you, that are sick for other people. And you are the divine within, you are God within. So you need to find out what the fuck is this shit show this body is doing to make sure other people are not suffering from your shit show. And you are not suffering from your shit show, first of all. Because you will. Your body is working against you. Make no mistake, no love and light. Yeah, no bypassing here. Your body has been programmed from day one, not even day one, from the day of conception, even before conception, has been programmed to be mentally ill from the start to finish. And it is. It's like you have a computer virus, like a Trojan horse, and it is running every single day. There's lots of Trojan horses. You have they say you have more than 26,000 thoughts every day. Of course, 90% of that is complete garbage. So your body is putting out garbage non-stop every day, my goodness. And you're wondering why you're sick, why you get all these problems. Because of course you have been hijacked. Your body is designed, not by nature of course, but by the people around you, by society, by God knows who, have created this matrix to turn you into a slave And you're up against demonic forces. You need to understand you're up against evil day in, day out in your body. The enemy is within. To find the enemy, you to find the virus, like I'm the antivirus and I'm the killer cell. So I'm coming for you. I'm coming for your programs. So if an astrologer is not doing that, they're not an astrologer. They're wasting your time, they're wasting their time, they're wasting everybody's time. So yeah, of course, moon people, water element people, they take on other people's thoughts. Because they're telepathic by nature, it's a psychic sign. But the problem is, the psychic's burden is they feel other people's things as if they are their own. So then they try to regulate other people like they regulate themselves, meaning they get into codependent enmeshments. And they forget sometimes that they are a separate entity, so you need to remember. By the way, what I'm drinking, this is called the Bowel Blaster. This is the healthiest thing I can come up with to drink every day. So this is grape juice with distilled water and a lot of herbs like calmus root, licorice root, valerian root, corn silk, nettle, peppermint, chamomile, and many other things, which I cook for 1 hour every day. Yeah, and I call this Bowel Blaster. Now I sell the recipe for the Bowel Blaster and instructions for a daily protocol on detoxification and cleansing that I use every single day on my page. If you're interested to get more details about this and what I'm doing to detoxify, you can get actually my Bowel Blaster protocol if you're interested. Yeah, so any questions? I do have quite a few viewers. Now is your chance. Yeah, don't let me bore you with what the fuck. I don't know even what I'm talking about. Yeah, everything here is spontaneous. Of course, I could be talking about anything for hours, but it's much better if you ask a question. But like I said, if you want to get my Bowel Blaster, you can message me on Messenger, and I can send it to you. It's very cheap. It's only between 10 and 20 euros. It's like a protocol. It's like, you know the date protocol? Or, I don't know, there's so many fasting protocols. There's even the master fast protocol. This is just like a protocol to cleanse yourself every day for a duration. And for the rest of your life, to have a routine, what you do every single day, so you can function the most optimally to prolong your life and to cleanse your body, because this allows me to eliminate every single day as much as possible. Do you have a boyfriend yet? No, I do not have a boyfriend. I have absolutely no luck in this area. I have my North Node in the 5th house. The 5th house is the house of romance and entrepreneurship. I am a complete retard when it comes to romance. Not really, because I know the psychology of what to do when I am in a romance, which is why I have good self-control, but I do not know how to actually find somebody. Not good at it. What is your favorite author that you respect a lot? I don't really have one, but if I had to mention anybody, I like some Wagner about narcissism. I don't really read books. I don't read any books. I just, because I'm a Mercury ruled, I don't have the attention span to read a book. It just bores me to bits and pieces. I pick up information pieces and then I gather them in an archive. So I use keywords a lot. Try to find out the keywords about anything to save as much time as possible, because I can't be bothered. It takes too much time to learn everything about the world. If you're smart, don't waste your time with books. Or rather, skip. You know, like, you want to know something, like you have a question, go into the book, find the appropriate page for your question, get a piece of information, whatever is in the book, and then find the rest of information there and there and there from different sources, and then you gathered all the different correspondences of all the different things that are connected to your problem. Then you know way more about the problem than if you read one book. I mean, that's a mercurial approach, of course. That's what smart people do. That's what I do. I always work with correspondences. So, for example, like this. The dog. Dog, because of my research, I know the dog is connected to Cancer, which is me. Cancer rising and sun. And the dog is also the star I'm born on, because I'm born under the dog star, Sirius, which is the big dog. And the dog, of course, is an archetypal energy. It's not just an animal. So there's many things about the dog. For example, the dog can smell very well. The dog can sniff out danger. So there has a psychic quality, actually. So, for example, I'm very good at smelling. I won every smell contest when I was 4 years old. I was able to tell every single spice in every single hidden container. And that's part of the dog star's qualities. So, if you want to find information about something, for example, about color, or about other animals, like this is a trickster, obviously, because it's a fox. It's connected to the sign of Virgo. It's connected to thieving, being sneaky, cunning, deceptive. So don't get fooled. Don't fall for it. Virgos are very cunning, can be very deceptive. Yeah, they're good liars. Don't think it's a Scorpio quality. It's a Virgo. Mercurials. That's why people say also Geminis lie and stuff like that. Because they don't give a shit. Do you think I give a shit? I have Mercury signature planet. Of course, it doesn't mean that I'm lying, because I know that it's a shadow dance, it's a shit show. But I could if I wanted to. It's very easy. Because they are good in detaching from the information. They don't care. Which is why they also don't get to take things personal. So there's so many, I can vomit your brain full until you vomit it to somebody else. About anything. Because that's what the Mercurial does, it's what it's supposed to do. If you are a Mercurial person, by any chance, and you're not like this, like me, what are you doing? What about having Neptune significant in your chart? I have Neptune significant because I have a 12th house stellium. Neptune is a planet of dissolution. It's a planet of singing Looney Tunes in the Looney Bin, I like to say. It's a planet of you either go mentally insane or you get enlightened. One of the two. So it's quite extreme. It's very dark. Yeah, the darkest shadows, they bring the highlight, the brightest light. So if you have a prominent Neptune, you need to get deep on the psychology. You can't escape it. It's your main thing. Also, it is connected to art, music. You're using art to make sense of the world through symbols. It's a very, very, very archetypal planet. I would say Neptune is the main ruler of the very concept of what an archetype actually is. That's why if you're a Neptune person, you can channel any archetype, any divinity, any deity. Yeah, I can channel any deity, any personality. That's why I'm good at reading people, reading your chart, because I know exactly what kind of shit show am I dealing with. Because I can channel, I can feel your shit show. I can feel your personality, your archetype. Like, if you're this, I know what this means. Because it's, something you channel with Neptune. 12 houses do this as well. That's why they mirror people. It's a mirror of the things that are unseen, which of course is people's personality. Orders, are you in the UK? No, I'm in Germany. I'm in the land of robots. I'm in the land of people pleasers, politically correct, negativity avoiders, hippies, robot hippies that are obsessed with details. This is the sign of Libra that rules this country with a Virgo Mercury. Don't recommend. But it's very nice to live here. It's very grounded. People are very nice. Very safe. You will find your love when you're ready. I'm ready now. I think. I have no idea how this works. I am not your relationship expert when it comes to dating. I'm a relationship expert when you are in a relationship. Yeah, that's why I studied narcissism. I thought it was bad that I do so much, not fully reading it anymore. Bad that you do so much? Oh my god. That's quite what I call an introject. So if you believe that you are Mercury ruled, and it's bad that you want to know everything about everything, you've been conned, you've been hijacked. That's called an introject. An introject is the voice of other people which has been internalized because people told you over and over again, like a mind control program, like a computer virus, that there's something wrong with you for wanting to know things, for being curious, for being Orochimaru from Naruto Shippuden. Do you know Orochimaru? Look it up. Look it up. I will write it for you in the chat. Orochimaru. If you want to know what the expression of Mercury in a healthy way looks like. That guy is obsessed with information. He wants to know everything. And he's a villain. Of course he's a villain. Mercury is villain energy. Hence, I have villain energy. If you're not a villain, as Mercury, what are you doing? Virgo trickery. Yes, Virgo trickery. Yes, I said you were a 7. Ah, yes, 7 is ruled by Neptune. That's correct. Yes. You can check out basically the number for each planet on my YouTube channel. There's a video which I made explaining very briefly the signature of every birth number. So if you're born, it's a number 1. It's number 2. No, not numerology. Astrology. If you're born on the 1st of a month, on the 2nd, on the 3rd, on the 4th, on the 5th, on the 6th, on the 11th, whoa, I made a video explaining what it means. The soul signature planet. It's very important, soul signature, because it's your personality which is not expressing in your body so directly. Because, for example, I have a moon body. Yeah, I look like this, unfortunately. But I'm actually like this. Yeah, I do know your shit show. I can feel people's, I can feel really, when I'm in a room with somebody, I can feel if they didn't like if I said something. Like, I can feel their reaction. Even if they say nothing, I can just feel it. Because I've been trained in the arts of the occult. I can tell you why. Because my mother wanted to kill me when I was in her belly. So, because I knew this somehow, because I'm so smart, I knew that even in the belly she wanted to kill me. So I was hiding. I was playing dead while I was in her belly, making myself as small and insignificant and invisible as possible, like a 12th houser does. It's so good. So she wouldn't notice me. So she didn't know until month 6 that she was pregnant. And then she was like, oh no, I need to abort. But it was too late. I was already too big. It would be too much of a mess to abort me. So she kept me. And then, because I was still scared that she's going to kill me, I continued to keep myself hidden. And then when I was born, I was a very quiet child. I would never do anything, never say anything. I always kept in the background, being very quiet, to make sure that this demonic person, which is my mother, doesn't kill me. So I learned how to hide my signature, hide my feelings, hide my thoughts, hide everything. So people are projecting onto me all my life constantly. They think they know me, they have no idea who we're dealing with. They don't know, because they're projecting constantly themselves only. And I can feel that. So if you're in the room with me, I can feel your projection, which is unconscious, has nothing to do with you. It's completely automatic. It's normal. Everything's fine. Don't worry. You're not mentally ill. Your body is projecting yourself onto me automatically. I can feel what the projection is because I need to protect my life. My survival depends on it, obviously. I've been trained in the occults, as you can see, in the womb. So I can sense it. My body has been trained from the moment of conception to this shit show. And then I can tell you, here's your projection. Here's who you are. Because you see me as this, but it's actually you. And then we can do something about it. When you get very uncomfortable, then I say, it's okay, it's perfectly normal reaction. You're a reaction machine. You're not just like a monkey. Your body has been hijacked, just like mine. You know, we're all mentally ill at the end of the day. So everything's fine, everything's normal. Now let's talk about it. Where does this projection come from? Why do you think this way? And let the work begin. I need to see that video. Yeah, you can. It's an older video. You have to scroll from my YouTube to find it about the numbers in astrology. Cancer, Sun and Rising. Ah, yeah, you are a Cancer, Sun and Rising with a Neptune. My goodness. My goodness. Must be as bad for you as it is for me. You take on their shit. Yeah, of course. Your body has been programmed to do so. It's nothing to do with you. I will have to work on manipulating others. Not manipulating other people. Yes. Your body tries to manipulate automatically. So you need to be like, stop it. We're not people pleasing here. Stop it now. Yeah, my body also from moment of conception has been programmed to people please. No worries. It's gonna be fixed. I mean, look at me. I'm constantly saying things to trigger people. My body is still giving me the jitters sometimes. But when I'm like, you're giving me the jitters again. Because you need to be taught the lesson that the body that's been programmed. You need to get the Trojan horse out of you, but you need to learn the hard way, apparently. Of course, I'm not hard on myself. I'm very patient. Just as I'm patient with you, because I know you are completely hijacked from completely, like, you think you got free will. You think you make choices completely independently. Nobody's influencing you. Nothing's affecting you. Nothing triggers you. You're never in your feelings. You're never thinking, oh, does he like me? Does he not like me? What does he think about me? Why is he not texting me? You think you're so free to completely detach from everything and have no consideration for the shit show that's happening day in, day out in your body whatsoever. Yeah, you free will. You love that concept. The ego loves that concept, right? The ego wants to be in control. The ego, which is like the Eckhart Tolle brain body, wants to be in control of everything all the time, right? Wants everything to be predictable, which is fine. There's nothing wrong. Everything completely lovable qualities about our lovely reptile brain, which of course needs to maintain your survival. So it needs predictability. If what's happening in front of you is not predictable, if your boyfriend is not texting you, yeah, of course you get the jitters. Then you're like, yeah, this is a normal response. I'm not crazy. What is this shit show of people blaming each other, attacking each other for feelings? You know these people? You tell them, oh, I feel anxious because my boyfriend was not responding. And then they say, stop being such a drama queen. So people tell you that you are a drama queen because your body, which has nothing to do with you, has anxiety over a situation where you have no control, which is completely normal. People are completely deranged, I'm telling you. People are so mentally ill, it's not funny. This is not a joke, yeah? We are in the Twilight Zone. This is not... We shouldn't be laughing about this, really. People are so mentally deranged, so low IQ. People actually go around attacking other people for having completely normal human reactions. For having anxiety, depression, anger, normal biochemical reactions of their body. People, meaning souls, I'm talking about souls, the divine within, is going around in monkey bodies attacking each other. Like viruses, like parasites, like, stop putting dirt into my food, like, stop putting cayenne pepper over my vegetables. Like, the retardation is beyond staggering. And of course you want to know why this is happening, right? So why is this happening? Do you know? Because people are terrified. They're babies. They're cowards. They're completely scared that somebody could actually remind them that they have human emotions. Oh no. My human emotion, which is now triggering a thought, which is completely out of my control. The ego hates loss of control, right? So because I'm completely ego-driven, completely fear-driven, I cannot possibly have somebody remind me that I have emotions and feelings, which could trigger my sacral chakra because my body is a robot, which react in a negative contraction, bad feeling in my sacral, because I'm not feeling so good. So then I must say good vibes only, because I'm mentally ill. Go to New Age, go to spiritual bypassing, sing Kumbaya, and everything's one unified. To get away from my body, which is of course hijacked, and of course I don't want to deal with a hijacked shit. Don't want to deal with any shadows. Don't want to deal with any darkness that could give me bad vibes. So I go around attacking other people to make sure everybody stays mentally ill. A self-perpetuating mechanism of the hive mind, like a Borg cube. You will be assimilated. Join the mental illness circus. Exactly, devolving. So everything is going through a devolution constantly. So people get worse and worse and worse. You think people are getting better? Well, hopefully. I don't know. I don't see really much evidence. But I'm perfectly open to the optimism of being proven otherwise. That people are actually waking up to what the fuck they are doing. But around me, nobody's waking up to anything. What I'm doing on Facebook, fortunately, because I am dishing out the authenticity content all the time and I don't give a shit what people think, I also get other people who are agreeing with me, who are also not playing so much part of the shit show. So if you're watching this, if you're a follower, a watcher, whatever, you're probably not normal. Thank goodness you're not normal. Because you're having clearly enough of this. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. Because my algorithm is only corresponding to the minority, which is you. You are the minority, because otherwise I would get a lot more money, a lot more followers, right? That's what most people do. They get me more, my reptile brain is asking for followers. My reptile brain needs more likes. My hijacking needs to be fed, right? My demonic possession needs to be strengthened. So I can stay in the underdog position. Oh, I must dish out what they like, never trigger them. So everybody is continuously getting rewarded for being mentally rewarded. Yeah. So the brain is like a drug. Yeah. You're thinking, oh, why are people so inauthentic? Why are people liars? Why are people hiding? Well, they're getting rewarded. They're getting paid for it. I'm not getting paid. I had a question you missed. Oh, what? Oh, you're right. I have missed it. See? The Mercury Gemini gets easily distracted. So you said, I'm curious how best I can help my 16-year-old son who is Pisces rising, North Node Aries, Sun Capricorn, Moon, to act on his big dreams. It's a very, very general question, yeah? You're asking me how to help somebody manifest their dreams. The Pisces rising. What's his 10th house? What's his midhaven? Because depending where you are born, midhaven is different. Because you manifest your dreams through your midhaven, the midhaven ruler. And of course the North Node is Aries. Huh? Pisces rising, North Node, Aries, Sun. What's the North Node? North Node in the 11th. 11th is community work, networking, internet. So he should be online, like me. I have South Node in the 11th. That's why I'm so good with the internet. So that's what he should do. Aries Sun. Pisces North Node in the 11th. Okay. So what's the midhaven? What's the ruler of Pisces? Where's Venus? Where's Saturn? These are career indicators. You need to look at each one of them and then write out a keyword for Saturn, a keyword for Venus, a keyword for the midhaven, for how each one of them is manifesting money. Just one keyword or two keywords. This planet manifests money through this keyword. And then you basically know how to manifest the dream. It's very basic, of course, it's not everything, but this is how you can do it. Of course, if you want more details, you would be happy to book a reading. But if you have any other question, I'm happy to answer that as well. And this is for everybody else who's watching. If you have a question, do not hesitate. I try my best to answer. So why are people codependent? Well, I'm recovering. Or am I recovered? I don't know. I'm an ex-codependent, I think. I have Messenger, yeah. You can message me anytime. My website is this. My website is Facebook. Why? Yeah, you're so unprofessional, you don't have a website. The monkey mind is so quick to judge. Well, I don't have a website because it doesn't give me any money. Nobody gives a shit about my website. I've had my website running for a whole year. Paid to keep it running, paid to have it done. Nobody ever booked a reading, not a single time. Meanwhile, on Facebook, every single week, people are booking. So what the fuck is the point of having a website? Nothing. Yeah, I know you're not judging, not talking to you. Don't worry. Of course, I'm talking about how normal people think. No, you don't have a website. Yeah, because I don't need one. How about that? Don't need the website to make money. Which is good news, because there's more than enough people who don't want to make a website. Do you think I want to make a website? It's a Pisces thing. Yeah? Ask a Pisces to design for you. Not a Pisces. I only have Pisces Saturn. Venus Saturn. Huh? You mean Venus conjunction Saturn? Ah, yeah, you have the keywords. Yeah, Venus, Saturn, midhaven, 10th house. A keyword for each one of them of how they individually make money, primarily. This is how to make the dream come true. Because the dream, of course, at the end of the day, it's about making money, right? If your dream is not making money, what is the point? It's about a goal. Goal is career. Goal is profession. Profession is money. Public reputation. Responsibility, duty, Saturn. Then there's the 10th house, to the house of public reputation. The reputation, how you appear to other people. So how you appear, meaning your personality. Yeah, everybody has a personality. Not their ascendant, no. Not their sun, no. Not their moon, no. Their midhaven. Yeah, most people don't know that. Midhaven, MC. More important for your public personality than your ascendant. So here, these videos, me talking to you, you're never gonna see anything about the Cancer rising except my face, which is of course water. That's why it's like swollen almost, which is not swollen. But the way my face looks like, goodness graciousness, is like I said, is unfortunately like this. So since I look like this, since I'm a Cancer sun and rising, you will not know from the face alone, but I'm an Aries midhaven. But if you didn't know my face and you only listen to my words, how I'm speaking, the posts I'm making, You would definitely guess where Aries midheaven. So ascendant is more like your looks and your personal interface. So how you deal with people one-on-one. So if you did a session with me one-on-one, of course I would talk really differently to you. Like, don't think that personality is so rigid. It is only one thing. That the personality is representing which they are. Of course, you know, most people are not how they are online in real life. Not saying that I'm not like this in real life, but I'm a lot nicer in real life. Cancer midheaven. Okay, so then it's almost like in reverse. But you're Libra rising then. All Libra risings, I think, have Cancer midheaven, but can also be a late Virgo. But yeah. Cancer midheaven. So this is who you are in the career. No, I like it. No, I can't resist. See, this is my Cancer placements. But so of course you will rarely see this online. I'm just here fighting people left, right, and center. Not here to cuddle people. Not playing mummy for anybody. I'm playing mummy when I'm solo on my own. Private mummy. So any questions? Yeah, this stream now has been going for an hour, but it will be going for a little bit longer. I was planning to do this for 2 hours, which is pretty good. Yeah, having a lot of viewers this time seems to be a success. I am satisfied. So anything anybody wants to know about my readings, or anything about themselves through astrology, what do you normally, is there something you want to know, but for some reason astrology hasn't been able to give you that answer? Maybe I can give that answer, because I believe I can give answers to almost anything through astrology. Yeah, if you go to an astrologer and the astrologer says, no, don't ask me, just shut up, get your reading about your sign and house, which I've regurgitated and copied from somewhere online, and leave me alone, then what the fuck? That's why you go to an astrologer. You want to go to an astrologer because you can come with any problem, anything. They don't give a shit what problem you have. If I cannot answer it through astrology, what the fuck am I doing? It's my job to do that. Yeah, it's literally the science of everything. Like, people don't understand. People are really not educated. Yeah, of course, understandable. There's nobody teaches you a manual about life and how these things work. But astrology is the study of everything. Yeah, the study of the stars. You are a star. Therefore, it's the study of everything. Every object you're ever interacting with. Every object you see. Whether it's my chair, whether it's my necklace, whether it's a number like 444, whether it's a grape, whether it's a lamp, everything has a place in astrology, because there's a correspondence on the tree of life in the occult science of how the realm is structured. So if you don't know how something is structured, you don't know how it works. So you need a mechanic that knows how your car works, right? So then he can help you. So that's what astrology is about. It's about knowing how your car works, so you can fix it. Anybody who tells you otherwise has no fucking clue what we're talking about. So of course astrology is, people underestimate, of course, like they underestimate me all the time, because they underestimate the occult. That's why it's occult, it's hidden. It's not supposed to be understood by monkeys. Therefore, monkeys will not talk about this. Normal people will never be interested in astrology. Normal people don't give a shit about anything, let alone about themselves. Yeah, they just, when they're really sick, when they're suffering from cancer, they go to the doctor, and but they find that the doctor can't help them, but because they don't give a shit about their life, they're just dying. They're not even trying to reach out to alternative medicine or anything. Unfortunately. I'd love a reading with you. I want to share with you my shit show. Please. I would love to read about your shit show. Please. It's what I live for. It's all I can think about. It's your shit show. It's all I'm talking about, right? It's all I'm interested in. Why do some houses have completely emptiness? That's a very good question. Why do you have empty houses? Does it mean you have no skill in that area? No, of course not. Like I have an empty 8th house. But of course, I'm very 8th housey. Am I not? No. Not my personality, but I'm very skilled in the 8th house. I know how to deal with finances. Pretty good with money. And I'm pretty good with power, like influence, how to influence people, mind control. Hence, all of this trauma work is mind control work. So, don't worry about it if it's empty. Don't worry about it at all, it doesn't matter. It just means your personality is not like that. So for example, I'm not like an 8-houser. An 8-houser is like, I need to hide my vulnerabilities, they cannot know my weaknesses. I'm like, bro, here's my weakness. Here, you want to attack? I've dissolved my shame long before you ever dare to come close to me. I will show you all my shit show. Because it's just a trick, it's psychological warfare. I'm showing you my shit show, so you show me your shit show. It's a deal. It's magnetic, it's bioenergetics. If you don't want to show me your shit, because I'm not showing you anything. But of course, if I was an 8-houser, I would be like, no. This is chess. You can't know anything about me, but I need to know anything about you. Everything. So it's all about control 8th house. I couldn't care less about this control bullshit. So that's why I'm a 12th house and not an 8-houser. 12th house is dissolution. You will die. You will go to sleep. You will go to sleep with me, where nobody cares about anything. So you can rest. Because your nervous system is hijacked, you need rest. You're suffering from restlessness your entire life. You need to go to sleep with me. So it's like hypnotherapy. But I'm not a hypnotherapist. But perhaps sometimes my video can be hypnotic. Because it's touching something in your unconscious, something you've been thinking about, something you've been dealing with, but somebody is vomiting it for you, so to speak. I'm processing your shit show. Pisces Sun, Libra Moon, Leo Rising would love a reading from you. Yeah, please. Anytime. You can reach me on Messenger. You can text me. And I would love to see what this is about. This is a very interesting combo because Libra with Pisces, it's a very sweet, sweet kind of energy, you know what I mean? You're definitely not the one who brings the karma, but the karma comes to you. Something to know about this particular combination. Yeah, you're bringing the karma to people. But then you get blamed for it, which is a typical shit show. Yeah, I live for your problems. That's all I'm interested in. I want to see why you're mentally ill, please. If I don't know why you're mentally ill, I'm not doing my purpose. I'm not doing my job. I have to sleep. Yes, you have to sleep. Everybody has to sleep. You sleep every day. Your body sleeps 8 to 10 hours a day if you're healthy. So of course you need sleep. 12th house is where my stellium is. This is the house of sleep. It's when you forget everything. Let go of your defenses. Let me... This is also the house of hidden bedfellows. It's the house of things that never see the light of day. It's the house of the darkest, decrepit shadows. It's the house of the garbage bin of the zodiac. Because that's what I felt in my mother's womb. She wanted to get rid of me as quickly as possible. She couldn't know that I'm inside of her. I had to hide. So I made sure that I become as elusive as possible, so she wouldn't notice. Because I knew, to her, I was just an invader, a parasite, garbage. So that's why my sun is. Yeah, that's the origin of the sun of the 12th house. Did you know? The origin of your sun tells you the origin of your main trauma, your bottom trauma. The bottom trauma of the 12th house is you're garbage. You belong in the garbage bin. If you have a sun in the 12th house like me, sorry, not sorry, but in the mother's womb, you got the message, I belong at the garbage bin. And it's not a pretty place. It's where people go in the mental asylum when society didn't want them. When the world didn't want you. You go into the loony bin. Doors closed. You get your straight jacket. You ciao, you get your medicine. Never see the light of day again. So that's where we're going. Where you're trying to hide your shadows. It's demonic forces, 12th house. And that's why people, they go into the hospital and then they say, thank God I'm out of the hospital. I never want to go back there again. But you had to go there. You were sick. You needed surgery. Otherwise, you would be dead. So everybody needs to come to a 12th house at least once. But do they want to? Do they really want to deal with a shit show? Most people don't. What's the sun in the 10th house? Trauma. Oh, that's easy. 10th house is reputation, recognition. So you believe that you are special, that you need to be at the top, you need to be the elite, you need to be in control of everything, you need to be in charge. You believe, of course, I'm not talking to you, the 10th houser, I'm talking to your unconscious. Your unconscious believes that you need to be at the top, you need to achieve, you need to be successful, you need to... That means fear of failure. Failure is not an option, which is good in some ways, but also means the problem is it's about reputation, it's not really about you. 10th house is the external. 10th house tells you, my reputation needs to be 6 of wands. I need to be perfect. I need to come back from battle triumphant. But God forbid you come from battle and your squad lost the job and half of your squad is dead and it was your fault because you're in charge. God forbid whatever happens. So the shadow is to hide your tracks. To make sure nobody ever finds out about any of your failures. It's quite narcissistic house. It's one of the most narcissistic positions for the sun. Of course, it doesn't mean you're a narcissist, only energetically. Because that's exactly what a narcissist is interested in, to maintain the reputation at all cost. Of course, that doesn't mean you're going to do that. But your unconscious, which is of course a robot, again, everybody is stupid. The robot is dumb, like a computer. Nobody says, oh, the computer is so smart. No, the computer is not smart. You are, perhaps, hopefully. If you know this, then you are at least a little bit smart. Your computer is not smart. So your computer says, nobody can know what we're really doing. Always be perfect. Always be the top of the ladder. Pathological, mentally ill. But that is the shadow of the 10th house. So if you see somebody who has a lot of 10th house planets, they probably had a narcissistic parent, yeah? Very tyrannical, judgmental. Because what is a parent doing? Constantly pointing the finger. Oh, are you being really the best in your class? You are my child. You're supposed to be the best. You're supposed to be on the pedestal. It's like the golden child. Be on the pedestal. So of course there's the mental illness, of the body, because again the body is stupid. It's a robot. The robot gets conditioned. Oh, the robot gets like reward and punishment. You do this. You do this. Yeah. Very simple. So for me, in the mother's womb, you show yourself. You're present. You're part of the world. You're dead. You're dead. So if you think you have a mentally ill shit show, you haven't seen mine. Yeah. So that's why I'm not scared of your shit show. I don't care. Just a computer. Don't identify with the shit show. It's not you. You overshare. You overshare. What is this? So you get recognized, so you get attention. So if you don't keep a secret, it's because you need attention, even if it's negative. If you cannot keep a secret, it's because you need somebody to know about you, right? You need to know, they need to know my secret. I need to be as much visible as possible. Is that it? Because Sun in the 10th house, again, reputation, public recognition. Sun is success. Sun is what the ego, meaning the computer, is the most attached to maintain its identity. So it needs to be recognized, which is good. It's a very lovable trait, nothing wrong with it. But then the question is, of course, how much recognition and how do you get the recognition? So there's many ways to get that. It doesn't have to be hiding your flaws. It could also be overemphasizing your flaws, maybe showing everything. There's many ways to do it. Mom was a huge narc. Of course. Yes, of course, mom was a huge narc, because otherwise you wouldn't be like, need to be recognized, need to be noticed. Of course, you are not like that. It's not a personality trait. It's a computer trait. It's a virus. It's like a Trojan horse. But there's also the good side, because the 10th houser will succeed to be recognized. You can be rest assured, because that's where they belong. If you don't get recognized, you're doing something wrong. I mean, you really are doing something wrong if you don't get recognized. Because it's what you do best. It's so easy for you. Seeking assurance. Yeah, you can call it whatever you want. Doesn't make any difference for your subconscious. Of course, for you, it's not such a big deal. For your subconscious doesn't care what your opinion is, doesn't care how logical you are, how reasonable. It's just a robot. Your subconscious says, I need to be validated, I need to be recognized, and then you can use that to your advantage to actually get recognized, get success in the career, or it can become a shadow procession. Of course, it just matters how you handle it. So this is all you need to know, really, about the basic function of the 10th house. Which in general is a very good position for the Sun, because the Sun is rising, is culminating. Sun is in a very successful position. So I don't care how negative it sounds to you. It's one of the most positive positions of the Sun. But indicates a narcissistic parent, always. Because only a narcissistic parent pushes the child, harasses the child, forces the child, conditions it to seek recognition. Of course, every child seeks recognition, but Sun in the 10th house is like, anyways, enough about that. Anybody else have questions? I do one more question. One more question. Come on. It's your chance. Your chance. It's now. You can ask me one question and I will answer it, and then I will finish this. Yeah, I have a good friend who also is a Sun in the 10th house. She She has her own business. She earns loads of money. She is basically in charge. She's like a guru, basically like a teacher, an instructor. She's doing very well. It comes easy for her. It's not like she has to push herself or force herself to be like that. Sun in the 10th house. If anybody wants to get business advice from someone, or advice from someone how to get recognized by the public, how to have a good business online, like on Facebook even, ask a 10th houser. If you think you need to ask a Capricorn for advice, a Capricorn can give advice, but truly successful people, they have something going on in the 10th house. So if you ever had self-doubt or anything, if you're a 10th houser, it's just because you have high expectations, or not expectations, but you know you're supposed to do something great, to do something that is at the top, because it's just where you belong. So of course you will make it happen. If you don't, it would be surprising. So in any case, I think I will wrap this up. I am finishing this little live, so if you watched it so far, thanks so much for watching. And if you liked this, I will really appreciate a like reaction. And if you're watching this on YouTube, a subscribe. Doesn't hurt you, but helps me quite a lot. And if you're interested in a personal reading, one-on-one, you can reach out anytime through Messenger. I'm available at all times for a personal reading. You can check out my services on my photo album page. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next live. Bye bye.